How many people do you talk to on a day-to-day basis that actually knows what a central bank digital currency is and how does it function? Probably none of them. And this is exactly why I say, as we really look at what's going on around the world, everything is moving so quick while everyone is not even paying attention. And even in crypto, we have a lot of people, and I'm sure that you're going to see it under this video as well. There's going to be a lot of people saying, all right, none of this matters. This is not new information, or this information is blah, blah, blah. You're going to see it all the time. It's a lot of low IQ discussions that are happening around crypto because everyone is looking at one thing, which is just price action. They don't realize what's actually being built before their eyes. And in this video, I really want to address that, talk about what's going on, and also address what's happening right now in our current monetary system. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's take a quick look at this overall chart here. No, this is not new. This is the CBDC tracker website. It got updated on October of 2024, and we could actually see all of the new CBDC projects, where they're located, everything that have happened this year. Now, if we look at the global map, it's almost every single major central bank, and it is because guess what? Every central bank, every nation will have their own CBDC. If we actually look at the latest updates around the timeline, it was actually September. There was 3 projects that got pushed. We could also see added data, updated data, because a lot of this is where we start to see some major changes. For an example, South Korea, we also have Russia on here. There's so many, the EHKD, the digital euro. I mean, we have been witnessing major moves being made around digital currencies, around CBDCs, and this is all happening while retail is asleep. And even the ones that are in crypto are still also asleep for the most part. But this happened in just the last couple of days. So major South Korean banks, retailers joined CBDC real-world pilots. This got updated on November 4th. Also, more CBDC moves being made. This was October 30th. All around central bank digital currencies. Also, Australia, September 17th, prioritizing wholesale CBDC work over retail. And then, of course, the ECB invites partners for digital euro conditional payments, tokenization, innovation. I bring up all of this because what we are witnessing right now is we're not even in the beginning stages anymore. We're late into the stages of the digital currency revolution. Everyone still thinks that we're so early when it comes to CBDCs and digital currencies. We're not. We are not early on this. What we are witnessing right now is a lot of the groundwork being implemented, being worked on. And you might say, well, that means that we still are early, right? The thing is that we're early in investing into the technology. We're not early into, the work that's been done by these central banks, because you got to remember that these central banks, these nations around the world, these organizations, they have also been working on this for well over 20 plus years. Go back and look at ISO 20022. Everyone has been screaming about it when it comes to XRP or HBAR or all of these other, projects in the space. Guys, ISO 20022 was created back in 2004. The first patent by David Schwartz for a DLT was back in 1980. So how early are we when it comes to this technology? The answer is we're not. It's been around for a while. A lot of what we are seeing now has been, in place for a while. Now, a lot of these digital currencies, whether it be XRP, HBAR, whatever, we're extremely early on that side, which is very beneficial for us. But also over here, big shout out to Smoke Dog for this new city document titled Money, the Evolution of Digital. Released 7 hours ago. ISO 20022 CBDC and DLT. This is why I say this has all been in place for a very long time. ISO 20022 is a key piece of all of this, developed back in 2004, just now being adopted. Now, if we look into this, we have Citigroup.com, Money, the Evolution to Digital. This is Citigroup. Cryptocurrencies are entirely digital and typically operate on decentralized networks using blockchain technology. And this is distinct from traditional finance. And over here, we have Money, the Evolution to Digital. And then on the last slide, we have innovation in traditional banking. Here's where we start to see tokenization efforts being talked about. We see ISO 20022 being talked about in terms of the messaging standards and also formats. And then, of course, we have CBDCs. Banks are also exploring the advantages of DLT within their networks. Again, this is all because at the end of the day, we are starting to see the big conversion of, we're seeing traditional finance converge with, these private sector individuals, but also they're converging with the digital side of everything. The big players that have developed a lot of these ledger technologies are now in discussions with the largest banks, with the largest institutions, the organizations out there as well that are really kind of pulling the strings. And if we actually look at the conclusion area there, right, we have the evolution of money is at a crossroads with a multitude of potential paths being explored across a range of industry experiments. The advent of new technology is opening up new possibilities for the form and function of money. Risk-focused and technology-neutral regulation remains critical for all forms of money. Progress necessitates collaboration between the public and private sectors. Standardization and interoperability are essential as value must flow seamlessly across jurisdictions and commercial platforms in the digital economy. And yeah, listen, when we look at the BRICS, for an example, okay, I always talk about this gold commodity, based financial system, where, gold is dominating. It's the piece that holds it all together. I do believe that gold is going to be that piece. I think that as we look at gold, as it's being brought on chain through tokenization, it's going to be fractionalized. We are going to start to see everything change. Forget cash. Cash is starting to be phased out already, and it's going to continue to. But as we look at the BRICS, right, again, this is another big piece of the puzzle that confirms that this has been in place for a while. Russia and a lot of the BRICS nations started to stockpile gold back in 2010 after the 2008 financial crisis. Today, the BRICS countries now hold over 20% of the world's gold reserves, at the same exact time that China just recently became the world leader in gold production. So if we're talking about this and everyone's getting concerned about the BRICS overthrowing, the dollar and the US, they're all in bed together on this massive move. What's even crazier is we also have, the FOMC meeting coming up with Jerome Powell, which I've talked about, right? He's going to return to the podium. Once again, the world will be on the edge of its seat. Someone should ask about a gold-backed treasury bond. And this is because, Gold Telegraph did have a recent conversation. This was actually a very big conversation because it was talking about gold, specifically a gold-backed, currency revolution, essentially, with Judy Shelton, where she actually explained her proposal from her book for a gold convertible sovereign bond, leading to fixed exchange rates, which would increase stability and restore the monetary integrity of the US dollar. Now, again, this is the problem. Everyone's looking at this and saying, all right, well, this is to make sure that we retain, a powerful figure in the world of finance, and we have to make sure that the US dollar is protected. We're moving away from the fiat currency system. We're moving away from a paper currency system. We're moving towards a digital based, currency system. But as we look at that, right, we still focus on gold-backed currencies because they are becoming a big deal. And Judy actually did talk about how, senators and even Fed chairmen going all the way back to 2011 were also, discussing a gold-backed bond at the time. Today, more than ever before, this should still be focused on. They were talking about how that, long-term price stability was a feature of the gold standard, but he also pointed out short-term fluctuations due to new gold supply sources. But if we start to look at gold and we tokenize it, we, fractionalize it, we, revalue it as well, all of a sudden, a lot of those problems, they're solved. Now, there is a lot more up-to-date discussions about this as well. But even if we go back to 1981, they were also looking into a gold convertible treasury bond. Today, this can work. And I do believe that it's actually going to happen because even if we go over here, so this was November 4th as well. For those that actually don't know, the U.S. Treasury Advisory Committee called for CBDCs to replace stablecoins. Now, remember what I said about CBDCs and stablecoins. Stablecoins are the same exact thing. They're just issued out by a private entity. So even as we look at a government issued digital dollar, for an example, that's what they'll call it. That's a CBDC. A CBDC is very similar to a stablecoin. It just depends on who's issuing the currency. But now we have the Treasury Advisory Committee saying CBDCs, they want CBDCs, they want to replace stablecoins. This is very interesting. And, again, this is gearing us up for the launch of a digital dollar. But the digital dollar, all of these CBDCs, gold's going to play a significant role. I do believe that all of these CBDCs will be backed by gold. The reason why I say that is because every single central bank that is looking into, getting a CBDC is also stockpiling massive amounts of gold. The question is why? Well, they have a plan. Their plan is to fractionalize gold on chain through tokenization, backing CBDCs by it, specified in a certain amount of weight, revalue the gold, and finally move digital. That's exactly what they want. Every single document tells you the same exact thing. And also, if we go over here, for everyone that's concerned about BRICS and the US dollar, this is from Black Swan Capitalist. I signed up with BRICS Pay. This suggests that the US is not only part of BRICS, but also has a new dollar backed by gold. Again, this is where we start to look at going towards a digital system backed by on-chain gold, aka the new gold standard. But check this out. So this is the BRICS Pay website where you could scan, the QR code. This is the email address. This is how you can see the scan QR, generate QR, and transfers. You can see the balance here as well. See BRICS Pay, how it works, transactions, spend your bonuses in our partner shops. You don't have any card yet, but you could add cards. Now, there's also an area on here where you go to currencies, and you can see all of the currencies, and you can see United States dollar, euro, South African rand as well, Chinese yuan, and the list just goes on and on and on. There's almost pretty much every single currency that is supported on here. Now, the big thing that I don't notice is, it doesn't have, a new dollar backed by gold on here. I mean, there is technically a few things on here that could, outline a gold backing, but we don't have that on this video. If you actually look through the BRICS documents, they do want to back currencies with gold. That's their end goal. They want to do that. But beyond this, I did make a post regarding all of this happening, and I said that we are past the beginning. Sorry, I do apologize, but I said, we are past the beginning stages of Bretton Woods III. And for those that actually don't know, the Bretton Woods 3.0 move is a commodity-based revolution around finance. This has been in place since after the 2008 financial crisis, when BRICS nations, i.e. Russia, started accumulating massive amounts of gold. Today, we are watching the entire picture come together, CBDCs mixed with gold, stablecoins, alternative payment networks, and systems rising. We are living in the currency revolution, but far too many are still blind to realize what's happening. And even those in crypto, a lot of them are also blind to what's happening. Blockchain and DLT will be the crucial pillar for all of this to truly be realized in. I've been focusing a lot of my time and energy on researching projects that have the tech behind them to be used. Many will laugh about the performance of a lot of these altcoins and others. What many fail to realize is a lot of these projects are mentioned in documents clearly confirming how efficient they are and how efficient they will be in the digital age. A lot of these projects are already being integrated into specific industries like trade finance, for an example. Look at the partnerships and the collaborations of some of these projects, and you will see how embedded they are in the traditional system. The Bretton Woods III commodity-based revolution using digital currencies and technology is now here. Over the next few months and years, it will accelerate faster than you ever imagined, and it's only a matter of time until it's officially live. Prepare accordingly. And yes, because the timelines are now starting to be pushed forward to us, and a lot of these major players like Swift are now integrating with the Mbridge CBDC cross-border payment system. They can. This actually outlines how they would be able to, link together. This is through, specific bridges, obviously. When we really think about what's happening here, Swift, the problem with Swift is that a lot of people look at it as a clearing and settlement network. It's not. Swift is merely just a messaging platform. It connects to third-party players for messaging and or for settlement and clearing. So if we think about that and we look at, other means of settlement and clearing, now all of a sudden you can have those players tapped in. Now the question is, will any of these nations want to use Swift? And will Swift even be viable at this time when we have all these digital currencies and new payment systems? Probably not. I actually think that Swift will eventually be phased out. But if we go and check out this video, I post this, check this out because this is talking about the CBDC platforms and what's happening right now around currencies.
I think the most interesting one that I think has legs and that will be probably the primary way in which trading will occur outside the US dollar is this Mbridge project, which has been in pilot testing for the last 3-4 years. UAE, Thailand, China, and now Saudi Arabia. Okay. It's basically, the Mbridge project is a central bank digital currency being used to settle all trading between nations. So it's basically a ledger kept by central banks, and all Forex is settled through that system, which sits completely outside the US dollar system. Doesn't even touch the US dollar system. Now, they've been testing this. Saudi Arabia just joined the project, and I suspect, as there are probably 90 countries toying with central bank digital currencies, I think most of the world is going in that direction. Once everybody establishes one, it's going to be very easy to conduct trade within just that system and stay completely outside the US dollar.
Now, again, everyone's focused on staying outside of the US dollar, but all of these platforms, every single one of these systems are going to be interconnected. And by the way, if you look at these platforms, it's not cutting out the US dollar in general. It's still an option whenever you look at these applications. I see far too many people exaggerating the dollar demise. What we are watching from the BRICS is a retail psyop in place to make you believe a certain thing when a completely different, event's happening. The BRICS are pushing for digital currencies. They're pushing for, this alternative financial system at the same exact time that everyone's like, well, what is the US going to do? The US is going to do the same exact thing. That's why, I would say by the end of 2025, we have a digital dollar. We have a CBDC. We'll probably start to, push and by the way, the US already has a CBDC system in place already to support a CBDC, aka FedNow. FedNow is basically a CBDC system. So as we really look at what's going on here, it's very clear from my perspective that we are watching this new system that we've been talking about for years finally becoming a reality. And everyone is still questioning, like, all right, well, we have, 10 more years, we have this many years, or, the price action of this. Everyone is distracted by the chart. They're not focused on the information. They're not focused on the timelines that we have been given as well for 2025 through like 2027. We are so close to the finish line, yet so many people want to, they just want to time out. They want to get out of the race. And it's crazy to me that a lot of people are jumping out of the race right now, even though we're so close. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.